Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to Your Brain on Air. This is Ollie Vogt Larson. I am so pleased to be back with y'all today. It is October 1st. Isn't that crazy? It's a brand new month. To think we started in the craziest September that I've seen in years, quite frankly. There was assassination attempts, there was domestic terrorism, there was people being pulled off of ABC, like a lot of stuff, I'm going to be honest with you. And now it's official, ladies and gentlemen, our government is shut down. It is shut down. Only the essentials are doing what they got to do. I got to give somebody a ride to the DMV today. I'm like 30% sure they're still going to be open. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know if this person's going to get their permit. I'm not going to reveal anything else, but, honestly, I don't know how that's going to go. It might be slow as hell because, it's a government building, whatever. We're going to see. But we're in a government shutdown, ladies and gentlemen. First time in almost 7 years. We almost hit that mark, but we just couldn't make it. But, we're back. We're in the saddle. It's too late. If you are a federal worker and you are at home right now because you just got the call that it's like, hey, you don't have to come into work today. Your congressman didn't do his job, his or her job, and now you're out of work for a while. So sit with me today, federal worker, whoever you may be, and let's just fucking party today. I'm gonna start it off with a bing bong hit. Whew. Brings me back to my working from home days. Whew. Now, ladies and gentlemen, have we got a full day of news for you today? It is Tuesday. Let's do the rundown. Excuse me. Whew. So, on the local and kind of state level, Trump, besides ignoring the whole government shutdown situation, is suing the city of Minneapolis. What? I know, I'm confused too. In late September 2025, a Trump-led U.S. Department of Justice filed a lawsuit against Minnesota, the cities of Minneapolis and St. Paul and Hennepin County, accusing them of adopting, quote, sanctuary policies that obstruct federal government immigration enforcement. The DOJ claims that these jurisdictions refuse to honor ICE detainer requests and block the sharing of information, such as driver's license data, which they say has allowed undocumented immigrants, including some with criminal convictions, to avoid deportation. The suit also cites that recent Minnesota Attorney General opinion, I'm going to read this again because I need to do that. The suit also cites recent Attorney General opinion stating that local law enforcement is not required to cooperate with federal immigration detainers. Minnesota officials, including AG Keith Ellison and Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey, condemned the lawsuit as politically motivated and a violation of local autonomy. The legal battle is now set to test the limits of federal authority over immigration enforcement and the rights of states and cities over their own policies. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a big one. This is not a little one. This is the mayor, Jacob Frey, this little twink from the gay 90s, who's not, by the way, I'm going to mention this every single time I mention him. He's not even from Minnesota. This guy is from Oakton, Virginia. He does not have a Minnesotan accent. He can't even be bothered to fake it. He doesn't even have a Somalian accent. He can't even be bothered to fake it. I don't understand why he can't be bothered to fit into the culture of our state. But whatever, it doesn't matter. It was pulled out of some swamp outside of Langley, Virginia. We don't even have a solid birthday on this guy. Oh wait, never mind. July 23rd. It said just 1981, and I was like, wait a minute. Do we not know this man's birthday? Okay, thank God. I do not trust this man. I have never trusted a man so not deeply. You know what I mean? I think that we need a shake up in the mayor's race. Am I saying that I'm endorsing Omar Fateh? Absolutely not. That's not what I'm saying at all. Last time I said Reverend whatever his name is, he seems like an all right option. I'm not against him winning. I'm also not against what's her name. If Brenda if Brenda Short can really pull something out, if she can actually, if she can show up, if she can really be like a Kamala Harris of this race, if she could pull up the ranked choice voting, I think that she could take it home. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Brenda, she doesn't speak the greatest, but she does speak like the average. Okay, don't even lie. People of Minneapolis, she speaks like every other person in that city. She is really like the average lady. She's like, the intelligence is not all there, but she understands real issues. She's a business owner. She's on it. You know what I mean? Anyways, I'm going to stop talking about how much I trust the candidates for mayor for Minneapolis. I don't really. I'm hoping that this situation goes well for the Twin Cities, Minneapolis. Best of luck to you. This seems like it's not gonna, it's the feds, it's the DOJ coming after you. We'll see how this goes. Do I think that this is an abuse of power by the federal government? Probably. But will I leave it at that? Yes. Because there's way too much to talk about in the Twin Cities. For example, Operation Twin Shield finds massive immigration fraud rampant across the Twin Cities. Now, I didn't see this coming. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been to the cities, I would say less than 40 times, but definitely more than 30. And in my life, I would say that the demographic shift has been notable. But it's, whatever. It's like, I'm not saying I have an issue with it. They're the same people that make the crumble cookie in the Mall of America. I love it. It's awesome. And plus, they're the nicest people, as in, they don't give me a problem. As in, most people that are, the blonde Minnesotans who are native to this land, they give me a problem. They'll, honestly, oh my God. I have been ID'd every single time that I have bought alcohol in the cities. The only time I have been ID'd is if it's a white guy. If it's a white guy or gal selling me alcohol down in the cities, that's the only time that I've ever been ID'd for some reason. And I know that the cities is generally stricter on stuff like that, but for some reason it's only ever been them. Everybody else has been chill about it. Every single person has been chill about it. There was one time outside of a La Quinta that the one guy, he was white and he had a beard. He was like a real what's it called? He looked like. Has everybody seen The Office? The guy who is like Pam's husband in the first season, or like fiance in the first season. He looked like that guy, and then he was kind of chill about it, and he was like, all right, fine, go for it, and he didn't bother to ID me. But that's just my point. Anyways, rampant fraud in the immigration sector. This has nothing to do with The Office. Operation Twin Shield was a large-scale immigration fraud investigation conducted by USCIS, ICE, and the FBI in the Minneapolis-St. Paul area in September 2025. The operation reviewed over 1,000 immigration benefit applications and found that 275 cases showed signs of fraud, ineligibility, or other legal red flags. Nearly half the total reviewed. Oh my God, that is crazy. Okay, so half of the cases that they were looking at, nearly half. Wait a minute, they have a proper count on this. Around 44%. Okay, so that's about it. That's about half. Authorities issued 42 notices to appear and made 4 arrests during the operation. Examples of fraud included fake death certificates to dissolve marriages fraudulently, sham marriages, document forgeries, and the suspicious activity in programs like Uniting for Ukraine. Well, that's not surprising. Where one individual attempted to sponsor over 100 people. Wow. Yeah, I've never trusted people in America who were so... Unless you know a Ukrainian, if you were so deeply, coating yourself in the flag of Ukraine, I've never trusted you as a person. I thought you were compensating for something deeply, deeply, deeply suspicious. I'm not even going to lie. The people who coat themselves in the flags of other countries and, do the whole... Whoa, I'm so warm to their cause stuff to a performative degree. I understand being sympathetic to other causes, and absolutely that's good. But to, the people who are overly invested in this shit and don't even know somebody from Ukraine, I'm like, what are you hiding? You have you are what's his name? Howard Rubin. You have a dungeon in your basement. I'm not even, it's just a suspicion. It's a suspicion that I've always had in my life. I'm not superstitious, but I am a little stitious. Oh my god, the white people office references are on fire this episode. I'm sorry, everybody. You have to deal with my culture. Anyways, one person even admitted to fraudulent marriage just after testifying it was real. Okay. Federal officials say that the findings show a pattern of abuse in the local immigration system, while local advocates argue it reflects political targeting of the immigrant communities. Excuse me. Investigations are ongoing and further enforcement actions are expected. Wow. So yeah, this is another example of where the immigration is. They said they were going to do this. They were going to tighten shit up, and I'm not even going to lie. This might be an example where I think that it's like, okay, you know what? Maybe that's okay to figure out the sham marriages, to figure out the document forgeries, to figure out all the fake death certificates. I'm in favor of all of that. I'm not in favor of the scooping people off the streets with masks and shit like that, as if they're not violent offenders. I'm not in favor of that. I don't think many people are, but honestly, if you look at the situations where people are forging death certificates, that's a level of like involvement, a level of like your mind has to be fully in the cause. You got to be like, I'm in this. I'm absolutely in this, and it is my thing, and I'm like staying in this country, and I'm making something here, but like I'm not gonna do it the legal way. It's like you have to be so committed to that cause. At that point, give them citizenship. I don't know, man. That's what I'm in favor of. Is like, at that point, if you're willing to fake a sham marriage, if you're willing to forge documents, if you're willing to make a fake death certificate, give it to them. I'm just kidding. Of course. If they are, if they're active criminals, send them back, and then maybe they can come back and do it the right way. I feel like that's a fair thing that we can all get behind. Bang, bang, bada boom. That's another big thing that everybody needs to know about. Operation Twin Shield. Look it up, people. I don't want you to trust me. I want you to look it up. This is just a thing where I get to talk. I'm not a trusted news source. I'm just somebody that you can listen to try to hear about the stuff that's going on in the world. And then maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong, maybe you got to do a little research. I'm sorry. I just want to talk. You know what I mean? That's my fault. I'm trying to give it to you as honestly as I can. But I want people to do their own research because this is America, and that's the only way we can inform our true and honest opinions. All right, I'm done. Next thing we have is Pete Hegseth, the drunk, is bringing back dignity and standards to the Department of War. Ladies and gentlemen, the Department of War is my favorite rebrand since Cracker Barrel. I made that joke last episode. It's a great. I think the Department of Defense was a little weak. The Department of War, that's, it's the flexing emoji. It is the, the man's arm going like, ugh. That's what the Department of War is. The Department of Defense, that was like a little nerd. The Department of Defense is a little guy in glasses who's like, I'm gonna figure out a way to hit your family with a drone. But the Department of War is a man that's like, we're gonna, this whole image issue that Pete thinks that he's gonna fix with getting rid of Beardos, as he says. I don't know that this is gonna be the solution that he thinks it is. But let's get into this because I think everybody should hear about this. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, this man, he's probably I think he's my favorite member of the cabinet. I think he's my favorite member of the cabinet, except for maybe, Man, I'm not even going to lie. Kristi Noem is entertaining as hell. Oh, shit. I'm not even going to lie. Kristi Noem is also entertaining. That South Park episode, it made fun of her appearance a lot, but otherwise the shooting the dog bit was kind of funny. But Pete Hegseth, he's a drunk. He is the man that Donald Trump nominated to be the Secretary of Defense, Secretary of War now. War Secretary Pete Hegseth has launched a sweeping overhaul of the U.S. military physical fitness and grooming standards, aiming to enforce stricter discipline and uniformity standards across all branches. He has ordered that all service members undergo height and weight checks twice per year, with renewed emphasis on daily physical training, PT. Okay, I think I've heard about this during duty hours. Excuse me, I'm sorry. A key change is his push for gender-neutral fitness standards in combat roles, meaning all troops, regardless of gender, must meet the same physical benchmarks based on solely the job demands. Hegseth is also reviewing grooming policies, including the military's beard rules and uniform appearance, calling out what he describes as unprofessional and undisciplined trends. He argues that these measures are essential to restoring the military's readiness and credibility, but critics worry that it could unfairly impact women, older personnel, and others who were previously unqualified under adjusted standards. You know what? I think that the best way for us to get this is for let's go to a clip. I think that we should do that. Here we go, folks.
Please take your seats. It's tiring to look out at combat formations, or really any formation, and see fat troops. Likewise, it's completely unacceptable to see fat generals and admirals in the halls of the Pentagon.
Real.
And leading commands around the country and the world. It's a bad look.
Hell yeah.
It is bad, and it's not who we are.
Yep.
So whether you're an airborne ranger or a chairborne ranger, a brand new private or a 4-star general, you need to meet the height and weight standards and pass your PT test. And that's why today, at my direction, the era of unprofessional appearance is over.
All right.
No more Beardos.
Whew.
The era of rampant and ridiculous shaving profiles is done.
Wow.
Simply put, if you do not meet the male-level physical standards for combat positions, cannot pass a PT test, or don't want to shave and look professional, it's time for a new position.
Wowie wow.
Or a new profession. But when it comes to any job that requires physical power to perform in combat, those physical standards must be high and gender neutral. If women can make it, excellent. If not, it is what it is. If that means no women qualify for some combat jobs, so be it.
So be it, man.
That is not the intent, but it could be the result. So be it. I'm issuing new policies that will overhaul the IG, EO, and MEO processes.
The LMNOP.
I call it the no more walking on eggshells policy.
What?
We are liberating commanders and NCOs. We are liberating you.
Me?
We are overhauling an inspector general process, the IG, that has been weaponized, putting complainers, ideologues, and poor performers in the driver's seat.
Ooh.
We're doing the same with the equal opportunity and military equal opportunity policies, the EO and MEO at our department.
EIO.
No more frivolous complaints, no more anonymous complaints, no more repeat complainants, no more smearing reputations, no more endless waiting, no more legal limbo, no more sidetracking careers, no more walking on eggshells.
Awesome.
At the War Department, promotions across the Joint Force will be based on one thing: merit.
Merit.
Colorblind, gender-neutral, merit-based.
All righty,
The entire
buddy.
promotion process, including evaluations of warfighting capabilities, is being thoroughly re-examined.
And if you can do a keg stand better than me, you're in.
War changes are coming soon.
Look at his
I have
Illuminati
fired a number of
hands.
senior officers since taking over. The previous chairman, other members of the Joint Chiefs, combatant commanders, and other commanders. The rationale for me has been straightforward. It's nearly impossible to change a culture with the same people who helped create or even benefited from that culture, even if that culture was created by a previous president and previous secretary.
Look at him. He's licking his lips. He's desperate for some of that lick right now.
The situation, follow your gut. And if it's
follow your gut. Follow your gut. My gut, my acid reflux is burning my throat right now because I haven't had a sip of bourbon today.
Every single day. We are preparing every day. We have to be prepared for war, not for defense.
Defense.
We're training warriors, not defenders.
I love how he says it like Lindsey Graham.
We fight wars to win, not to defend. Defense is something you do all the time. It's inherently reactionary and can lead to overuse, overreach, and mission creep.
Okay.
War is something you do sparingly, on our own terms, and with clear aims.
You got
Fight
it.
to win.
Fight to win.
Well, today is another Liberation Day.
What?
The liberation of America's warriors.
What do you mean?
In name, in deed, and in authorities.
How?
You kill people and break things for a living.
What?
You are not politically correct and don't necessarily belong always in polite society.
Yeah, that's understandable.
President Trump has your back, and so do I,
Okay, bud.
and you'll hear from him shortly, move out and draw fire. Because we are the War Department. Godspeed.
I thought it was the Department of War. What the fuck? Who is this? Who is this retard? Why can't he speak?
Because we are the War Department.
We are the War
Godspeed.
Department. He's half in a bag right now. He's half drunk right now. All right, you heard it here, folks, ladies and gentlemen. We're bringing it back. We're bringing back an old era of the military. We're bringing back real guys. You might not. Okay, has anybody seen the movie Jarhead? The movie Jarhead has a scene where there is all of the recruits. They're coming into boot camp, and then the boot camp they're all getting what's it called? They're coming back from boot camp, and they're just freshly graduated. All the guys that are looking down at them are like they've been in war for a while, and then they're like looking at fresh meat, and they're like, "Ooh, we're gonna get you guys." And then the whole scene is cut to "Don't worry, be happy." I think it's Bob Marley. I don't know off the top of my head. I cannot tell you the version that it is, but it is that song. And the scene involves, I believe it's Jake Gyllenhaal the scene involves him getting held down by he is a new recruit, and he is getting held down by the senior members, and they are like bending what's it called? A hanger into the shape of some sort. The USM is one that I heard that they would do from an actual person. It stands for U.S. Marines. And then they would heat it up with, I think sometimes it would be a blowtorch, but in this, they heat it up in the scene, and then they brand him with that. And this is true. This is a real thing that apparently did happen. Apparently not so much nowadays because it's oversight and such like that. Apparently the swearing is also toned down quite a bit with sergeants. That's allegedly from their new ordinance. I don't know. I haven't talked to a recent member. I couldn't tell you. You know what I mean? But this is something that that is real. We're bringing back an era of like the Gulf War, the Iraq, the Middle East. We're bringing back like a brotherhood of blood feeling. Like the sense is, we are going to unite people through the shared hatred through another. We're going to put back the, listen, goddamn, you guys, the fascist accusations are only piling up because you keep doing, we're going to do haircuts now. What do you mean haircuts? We're going to do are we going to do flat tops? What is the haircut? What is the uniform going to be? What are military approved haircuts? Let's figure this out. What are the military approved haircuts? I'm just curious because I want to know this for men. Okay, exactly. So this is a basic rundown of your cuts. You have a buzz cut, you have a flat top, you have a high and tight, you have the regulation cut, you have the burr cut, you have the butch cut, you have the crew cut, you have the indication cut, you have the brush cut, you have the curly army cut, you have the fade, you have the Ivy League, you have the brush up, you have the military undercut, you have the slick back undercut. Military approved haircuts are characterized by being short, neat, and tapered. With hair always off the ears and collar, and no bulk exceeding a certain length, typically 2 inches. Approved hairstyles include the buzz cut, the high and tight, and the crew cut, all requiring a simple, uniform look. While specific regulations differ by branch, the core principle is a conservative, practical hairstyle that doesn't interfere with headgear and maintains a disciplined appearance. So, you're going to walk around like Chris Hansen, or we're all going to walk around like what's it called? Like Nazis. Listen, I'm not trying to throw out that accusation, and that's not even a good accusation to throw against them, but it's a little like the uniformed appearance. You know what? I understand we want to keep a standard, and I'm not going to, I'm not even going to say that that's bad. It's not bad to want there to be a standard for cleanliness. It's not bad for there to be like a standard for, we're going to dress a certain way. That's fine. I have no issue with that. But Pete, I don't know that you are not the prime candidate to be coming out here. You're drunk right now. You're intoxicated. I can see it in your eyes. I can see it in your smile. You're all I've ever wanted. I love him so much. I'm sorry, guys. I love Pete Hegseth. He's my queen. He is my baby doll. But I wonder what he's going to be up to with this government shutdown. The Department of War. It's not able to act. It's not able to do anything. But hey, at least we're not going to have fat generals anymore. You know what I mean? I'm really happy that we're not going to have fat generals. I hope that everybody is happy about that, because apparently that's the most important thing, that we don't have tubby wubbies representing our armed forces. Our armed forces that can be operated via a computer these days, via drones that we use to blow up entire families in the Middle East during the Obama era, then accelerated by the Trump era. You know what I mean? Well, it started, even further back, but we can just talk about how, the government is the Department of War now, and we need to be represented by no tubby wubbies. Not gonna happen. No more of that shit. No more. It's done. I've had enough. Moving on to our last thing. I want to leave on a fun note. 20-story public housing building in the Bronx partially collapses. Fire officials say that an incinerator shaft in a building on Alexander Avenue had fallen in after reports of an explosion. No injuries were reported. Thank goodness gracious. But ladies and gentlemen, these photos are shocking. The entirety of this side of the building is just out. You know what I mean? This is nuts. A 20-story public building in the public housing building in the Bronx partially collapsed Wednesday morning after what officials described as an explosion in the chimney. Mayor Eric Adams, who recently announced that he is not in the election anymore, he is stepping out of that. He's so inconsequential, and Zora Mamdani, I'm so convinced, is going to win that I didn't bother mentioning it. Eric Adams confirmed in the news at a news conference that it was some type of explosion in the chimney leading to their boiler room at 205 Alexander Avenue at the Mont Haven neighborhood. Robert Tucker, the fire commissioner, said fire marshals and the police department are still investigating the cause of the blast. All right, so, the building houses about 3,462 people. They're insanely lucky that nobody was blasted by this, because this, quite frankly, is shocking. There's 2 water towers on top of this building, and the size of this explosion is massive. I'm not even going to lie. So this is just across the river of Manhattan. It is in the Bronx. It is in Mott Haven, or just west of Mott Haven. Randall's Island is to the south. The site of the collapse right there. Victoria Lieutenant, whatever, who has lived in the building on the 17th floor for 40 years, said that she had been watching the news in bed when she heard a boom. Then her broadcast went dark. Quote, the apartment was shaking, Miss Lieutenant 74 said. Quote, there was a lot of smoke. I said, let me get out of here. Well, thank God they got her opinion. Thank God. They got the genius who was like, she has more to say. She has more to say. She said that she had left all of her belongings, including her phone, and scrambled to get out. Quote, I just want to go home. Look, I hope that this woman gets to her house at some point. This is crazy, guys. Honestly, if you live in an apartment building, I would say now is the time to get out as soon as possible if you can, because the apartment building, I'm not gonna lie, guys. The apartment building was a nice dream. The apartment building is a very nice dream for a lot of people like me, where they're shortly out of high school. They're looking to, they've spent the last 4 years doing some sort of job. For me, I was working in the graphic art department of a smaller level company. I won't mention where it is. It's in my hometown, Detroit Lakes, and I'm just gonna say it. I got a lot of great experience out of it. It was tremendous, but it was like. You feel like a zombie the entire time. And most people do. Most people at that factory did. Most people in any factory do at any job. That's just a fact of life. You are going to spend your entire life, servicing someone else's vision. In this case, some people that wanted to create a business, and then you're going to service their dream for the rest of your life. You're going to go out back on your night shift. You're going to, light up another cigarette. You're going to go, oh man, my back's really starting to hurt, you know what I mean? And these fuckers, I don't think they're going to cover another operation. Last time it was my hip. But I'm not even gonna lie. I've given them 30 years of my life, and I'm surprised that I survived the COVID layoff. I'm surprised that I survived. I'm surprised that I survived all the times that they let people go back here. But I'm not even gonna lie. It's just like it's starting to get too much. And then you just that's anyone in life. That's just if you work any position anywhere and you are not guiding your own light. If you are not doing your own thing, you're servicing someone else's vision, and it's costing you years of your life, and you are going to realize that this is not what life is all about. Giving this guy a third house around a lake, is not what life is all about, so that you can go out at lunchtime with your gals and smoke a bowl at lunch and hope that you don't get caught by your superiors. That's not what life is about. Life is not about trying to figure out where you fit as a cog in a greater system that's just going to get your asshole boss a bigger house at the end of the year, and you a little fucking profit share check that's honestly going to be something that your higher ups could wipe their asses with. It's not a life. It's not worth living. It's not something that you can do for the rest of your life. But that's what the apartment building is for. It's for people that are honestly, they've given in. They've given in to the idea that their life is not, it's not about taking trips. It's not about learning about the world. It's not about learning about the grander vision. It's not about having children. It's not about building a future. It's about servicing temporary satisfaction of your wants and your needs, your soul. You want to feel good, so you get high real quick, and you go to the holiday, and then you pick up a bag of chips, and you warm up a sandwich, and you eat that, but you gotta hurry because they only give you 30-minute lunch, so you gotta rush back, and you gotta scarf that down, and then take another hit, take one more hit of nicotine, and hope that lasts you until that 15-minute break they give you in 2 hours. What kind of life are you living as just this, I'm gonna do this. I did this for 4 years, and it was practically my college. I'm not even gonna lie. It gave me incredible computer experience, and I got a lot out of this. And I watched a lot of people who told me, I've been here 10 years. I've been in here however many years, and it's so sad to watch the soul leave their eyes. And I'm like, what are you excited about? And they go, I have my I got a tailgating party at this weekend. And I'm like, what the fuck is your life about? I'm like, what is happening? I don't understand the vision. There's no vision anymore. Everybody has been turned into these weirdo. They show you like a clip that they found on Facebook, and they expect you to giggle at it, and then they go back to fucking pulling shit off of a conveyor belt. It's not. This is an insane life that people have built for themselves, and for some reason, this is joy, this is happiness, less than what we should be paid. We're all making, less than $20 an hour for what? Not getting proper benefits. It's just what kind of life have all of us built for ourselves? We're gonna go live in an apartment. What is that gonna do for you at the end of the day? Are you gonna go warm yourself with Campbell's soup, and then you're gonna watch, you're gonna watch Gilmore Girls? Like, you were born in the 90s. You're old. Stop watching old shit. I'm sorry, your era is over. Just enough living in the nostalgic past. It's the 2025s. Throw on Brat by Charlie XCX. Never mind, that's so last year. What the fuck am I talking about? Throw on Benson Goon Cream. Throw on Benson Boonjeem. You know, and go tell your superior, go tell your boss, you are going to go ahead and service these fucks' vision, but I won't anymore. It's not going to happen. I'm gone, and you will be looking at me in a few years, and God, you will think, God, I should have stepped out when I had the chance. I should have left, but now I'm stuck here. I got divorce payments. I got kids that I got a kid with this fuck that I'm not even meeting anymore. I don't even know what my life is about. I don't even understand. I should have left when I had the chance. And guess what? To all of you who don't believe in me and didn't believe in me, guess what? I'm still chilling and I'm still standing. And y'all are still working there. I'm sorry to say it. To the ones that I liked, I'm sorry. That's like hell, man. I hope that you can get out of that apartment building. I hope that you can get out of that factory job. I hope that you can, just like me, I'm stuck in an apartment right now. I'm recording this in a second bedroom. It's disgusting. It's gross. I feel I need to get out of here. But BlackRock bought all the houses and now rent is too fucking expensive. I have to retreat to a fucking small town. Otherwise, I won't be able to afford a single house. But that's the dream. That's what we all have to do eventually, is to live alone. You know what I mean? That's the dream. We got to get out of here. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope this can be a grand vision for all of us. I hope that this can, I hope this can be a lesson. I hope that my level of monotony can help us all realize that this life, it's worth living, and it's not worth servicing the vision of somebody who doesn't care about you. That's what life is about. It's about servicing yourself and the things doing the shit that does you good, and then saying whatever to anyone else. That's what life is about. And then guess what? If it just so happens that you're like within my close circle of friends and family and I need to help you, great, that's great. But I'm not going to service you so that you can buy a private jet. I don't want to do that. That's not my thing. You know what I mean? I'm good. I appreciate everybody listening to me for this final rant. Consider this the For Your Consideration segment. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been your Brain on Air. This has been the first broadcast of October. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening. I hope that you had a great day, and I hope you have an even better one. I hope that your week goes divinely. I hope that wherever you are in life, whatever you're doing, you find a way to make it greater tomorrow, and you find a way to do what you want to do. I love you all. I hope that you have a great day. Have a wonderful week. If I don't see you, I probably will, but we're going to figure that out. In the meantime, this has been your Brain on Air. This has been Ollie Vogt Larson. Thank you for listening. Bye-bye.